Okay, so it turns out you can still only post 15 minutes at a time, and so I had to cut the last slide out, which is okay because it was really rough. I actually found a couple mistakes as I was saying it. So anyway, this will be much shorter. This will be that's just the last slide. Okay, and this one talked about how organizations group jobs, and there's four ways that the book talks about. The first is what's called a functional structure, and what that means is those people who are doing the same jobs get structured together. Doesn't matter what their product they're working on, where they're working, who they're selling to. You know, all the accounting people for any sort of part of the organization are together. All the marketing people, all of the logistical people, all of the sales people, so on and so forth. And you know, the advantage of that is that you can learn from each other. You have someone to talk to. You have the managers are only have one set of people that they're trying to, one skill set that they're trying to manage. So it can, it's kind of the easiest one in some ways. Second one's what's called a product structure, and that's where each product has a self-contained group where you'll have a vice president or whatever, and then they have their own accounting, their own marketing, their own logistical people, their own sales people, and they're really run as an entirely different business. Okay. Similar to the product is the geographical. Same idea, except whereas you're doing it by the product before, now you're doing it by where you're at. So you'll see this in the large car companies. The large Japanese car companies all have American divisions. Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, a lot of states kind of in the Midwest to South. And they're run, though the profits all end up going to the parent company, they're all run completely independently, basically. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not much of one, really. The ASRC does this to a degree where, not completely, but a lot of the time, if you're in a certain site, you have a lot of autonomy at that site and your own people doing payroll and such. The final set is what's called a market structure, and that's grouped based on who you're selling to. You'll have maybe one that sells to government, another one that sells to large businesses, and a third that sells directly to consumers. So, the product, the geographical, and the market structures, though they're different how they're set up, they're kind of conceptually all the same. That function is driving, not function. I'm sorry. That a segment of the business is driving how they're structured. So, product, you'll see something like Apple, where the iPhone people will have their own team, and the iOS will have their own team, and all the way down to their own separate salespeople. Geographical, we brought up the car companies where it's just too hard to run it all from Japan, and plus you can't respond to the American needs. A market structure one, that's like Boeing. The people who do the government contracts don't work much with the people who sell to the airlines. So anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to email. I hope this makes sense, and I look forward to seeing you again. It was in the 50s here today, so that was kind of fun. So, all right, talk to you later.